Hey everybody, how you guys doing? America 2.0, how are you? Alright, I put up that U.S. heroin, U.S. troops growing heroin in Afghanistan video. And I just wanted to show you how widespread this is because the U.S. is, it's on the edge about what it does and what it doesn't do and how long it's been going on. And the Italian army is, right out there with what they're doing. I have a source from Reuters, or RT rather, and I have a source from BBC, and I even did an AOL search to show you what they're doing. So I like this one here. I'm starting with RT. Italian army growing cannabis to slash end user prices. So this is it right here. And BBC news from elsewhere. Italy army unveils cut price cannabis farm. So basically, what the U.S. is doing is just what any other country around the world is already doing. It's just another opiate and another plant. That's all it is. So I'm going to go with the story from RT first. Italy's first medical marijuana crop, grown by the country's military, is coming along nicely, according to officials at a government-funded greenhouse outside of Florence. The aim of the operation is to provide users a product that is not always easily available to the market at a more competitive price. Colonel Antonio Medica, the director of the facility, told Italian daily Corriere della Sera. Medical marijuana has been legal in the country since 2013 and since as pain relief for conditions such as multiple sclerosis, cancer, and others such as glaucoma. 1001 Portrayals in Italia, Nella Sera della Cannabis Terra Optica, made in Italy. I don't know most of this, but basically it's better that cannabis therapies are made in Italy. There's a source. However, there's been no licensed producers, and the state would not pay for treatment for those prescriptions that had to purchase it abroad from the Netherlands, Germany, etc. at prices up to 40 euros, 45 US dollars per gram. The means many patients have been simply buying drugs off the street, financing by drug dealers, etc., by illegal activities, by producing 100 kilogram of its own weed, yada, yada, yada. So the government basically wants to step in and do this. So to stop all this nonsense, the Italian army, rather, decided that it was going to just go ahead and grow its own crops in its own greenhouse near or in Florence. So while the U.S. likes to deny the fact that they're growing heroin and opium and other things off country, Italy is growing them in country using the army. So like we are like 30, 40 years behind pretty much everybody else in these things, Italy is announcing it to the public. Italy army unveils cut price cannabis. This is coming from the BBC. Army's cannabis production, or the Italian Army's cannabis production, takes place in a well-secured site in Florence. So it is in Florence. By Corriere TV, Italian Army has unveiled its first cannabis farm set up to try to lower the cost of medical marijuana in the country. Cost the Army for into cannabis production was first announced by the government in September, and its first crop coming along nicely. The Corriere della Sera website reports the plants are being grown in a secure room in a military-run pharmaceutical plant in Florence, and the Army expects to churn 100 kilograms, 220 pounds of the drug annually. Under jurisdiction of Colonel Antonio Medica, tells the website that medical marijuana is considered beneficial to treat a variety of conditions, particularly managing chronic pain. And we already gone over that in the other one, so I'm not going to really care about that. So I just wanted to show you that there is others out there, and I wanted to put this out earlier, but since I put out the U.S. one in Afghanistan, I thought it best to put it out in for the one for Italy, because we're the U.S. and U.S. Army, Air Force, whoever in the heck is actually in charge of growing it overseas, wants to say they're not doing it. Italy is going, well, why not? I mean, first off, the opium plant, going back to the United States, is used in medical stuff. So we know that that is legal for them to grow in the U.S. This and that, yeah, I understand there's some sanctions. But the idea that they're using Afghanistan to only, why can't they just produce it here? I mean, Italy's doing it with, with cannabis. So if the U.S. is the supplier of the world's heroin or supplier of the world's opium plants for the hospitals to build the pharmaceutical stuff, yeah, I know my hair's from here is starting to go into my nose, and I gotta shave. Anyways, why don't they just grow it in the U.S. and stop all the jurisdiction stuff? They've been lying about it since Vietnam, and it'd make more sense just to grow it in the U.S. using the U.S. Army. I mean, the Italian Army is doing it inside of Florence. So, thank you. Bye.